Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode on the Rams Family Farm channel. It's still somewhat rainy outside. It's very humid, the weather is very heavy. There's a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of flies. It's hard to stay out. So we figured since there's a lot of stuff to do indoors, we'd stay in, and we're gonna start transplanting all those plants that we have here. And at the same time, this will give you a little update on on the seeds that I planted with those Jiffy lights. And it's been growing probably too fast for what I can handle because I don't have time to transplant them all. But my daughter's gonna help me, and we're gonna do that together. Yeah. So the first plant we wanted to do was corn. We wanted to transplant the corn, but as you can see, the roots are very long. I think I kind of waited too long to transplant them, and this is what can happen. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that it all fits in our little plastic glass here. It might be hard to do, but we're gonna try to make it fit in there. Push it to the bottom. Can you give me another glass there? No, not that one. That one has stuff already in it. I'm just gonna take some soil. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. It's time to think about what we're gonna do when we put them outside. Thing is, I'm waiting on a guy to come and till my garden because there's a lot of weeds and I don't have time to weed it out. I put a tarp on it, but the tarp was taken away by the wind, and it didn't quite work well, so this needs to happen sooner than later. We're gonna put it next to the window upstairs, and hopefully it's gonna survive. Just put it behind you. Put it behind there. It's not gonna be in our way. So it turns out we've had I'd say another dozen of these, and we brought them upstairs next to the window, and now we no longer have any soil left. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and grab some, or simply use the compost I have behind the house. I don't know if you could hear this in the background, but we've had some other chicks hatching. And it seems like they're picking on this one. It's not very strong, but it is what it is. We got 3 strong ones and 1 struggling, and we have the same thing here. 3 strong ones and 1 of them is struggling, and they're stepping on him, and if he doesn't get up soon, they're gonna kill him probably. So I'm gonna have to go and get the little brooder ready. Seems like it's always the same thing. Whenever you plan on doing something, there's always something happening that change the plan. Like I said, I have 1 container right there. This is what I'm gonna have to use for a brooder for now. I'm gonna put some wood chips on the bottom and give them water and feed, and put them in the basement with the heat lamp on. In 2 weeks, my meat chickens are coming in, and I am far from being ready. I have to get my chicken coop ready, and I still have those 100 plants of strawberries to plant. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I guess I have to start now. Alright, so this is ready. Now I'm gonna go grab the chicks and put them in there. So here they are. Now I'm gonna grab them, soak their beak in the water, just so they know where their water is. Because remember, they just hatch, So they've never had water, they've never had feed before. He didn't like it. Still somewhat wet. So the rain stopped for a little bit. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I have some stuff to do outside, so I'm gonna try to do as much as I can. Working on my chicken coop, I realized that the door that was there, if I was gonna put some chicken wire all the way around, I might not have enough space to get in. I mean, I'm just 5 feet 10 inches tall, but I mean, if it's only 2-3 feet high, there's no way I can get in. So I'm gonna take this piece of pallet here. It's not much, but I'm gonna make a door, like part for the door with this. I'm gonna show you later what it's all about. Whenever I'm tired of doing one thing, I change. That way I don't get bored too fast, and I'm guessing that there's less chance that I give up on what I have to do. So I'm gonna do a couple of trips of compost. Once this is done, I'll probably go back to the barn. I was putting up the door and the battery of my drill died, so I had to go plug it and switch it. I had to go charge it and switch it. So I figured it was a good time to take a break, and then I found those boards on those big boards there, the big ones. Figured I could take some of the pallet boards and do the other 2 edges. So it's not gonna last me for too long, but at least if it can last me for a year or 2, I don't care after that. I'll figure something out. So here we are, a couple of hours later. An old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in about maybe 10 to 12 years. I came over and showed him the place, and after I decided that it was time for me to put some time in my strawberry bed, because well, I needed to transplant them as soon as possible. So what I did, I just took some old boards that I had laying around, I finished with my compost, and I started planting my strawberries. They might be too close, but there's always a couple dying whenever you plant them, so I'm not too worried and whatever. So all you have to do when you plant strawberries, so I have the roots. What I bought was the roots. So when time comes to plant them, you take the roots. I have to hold the phone with my hand, so I only have one hand, but I'm going to try my best. You try to lay the roots like a star, maybe, as much as you can. Then you can put soil around all over the roots, but you have to make sure you protect the crown here. Right here, where basically it's where the roots stop and the plants start. You gotta make sure you don't have soil on top of the crown, because you're gonna kill the plant. So once again here, I'm gonna lay the roots out as much as I can. Put some soil on top of the roots. There, the crown is on top of the soil. And there you go. So usually when you buy the roots the first year, they say you're not necessarily going to get any strawberries, but I always end up having a couple anyway. I'm gonna go show you what second year strawberry bed looks like. So there it is. Look at the size of the plants now. I mean, it's actually pretty big. Look at this one. The leaves are almost the size of my hand. So I'm guessing that I should have more strawberries this year than I did last year. And even last year, I mean, I did not get that many strawberries. Like, I can't say that it was enough to provide for the whole family, but it was still enough so the kids could come out and grab a couple of strawberries here and there, and you know. All right, well, as you can see, it's raining. Well, maybe you don't see it, but it is raining bad, so I'm gonna stop the video there, and it's already long enough anyway. But thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to share, like, subscribe if it's not already done, and see you next time. Hopefully the guy is supposed to come to do my garden after all, so it's gonna get done. It's gonna move forward, and I'm gonna be able to build my greenhouse and start planting my tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that in the greenhouse. So once again, thanks for watching. See you next time.